In looking at this problem, while reading it twice, I've always thought of it as a classic present value problem to determine whether or not an investment is worthwhile. And when it starts off with the idea of you can get a certain amount of revenues, in this case, what ends up being $1,600 over the course of 3 different years, if you spend $1,100 on a bike right now. So if we just look at it that way, 1,600 less the 1,100 original makes it seem like a $500 benefit. But we have to go ahead and look at that at different points in time, because one of those revenues comes in year one, another one comes at the end of year two, and the last one comes in year three. Each of them is then also associated with an opportunity cost of capital, which suggests that if I could get the money now, I could invest it and earn 5%. None of them have payments to worry about. But what they all do have is the idea of the receipt, in this particular case, in year three, of $600 in the future. And in this particular case, in year two, $500 in the future. And in this case, in year one, another $500. So what is the formula financial PV, or present value, at a rate of 5% per year when the number of periods is 1 year, when I don't receive a regular payment but instead could get $500? The value of that to me is $476.19. How about the second $500 that at a rate of 5% when it's 2 years away with no payment? But if I get 500 in 2 years, that would be like worth $453 to me right now. Now, in that last year, I'm going to get a slightly higher amount, but it is even one further year out. So if I copy and paste that here and take a look at the formula, make sure rate E22, periods E23, payment E21, future value E20, gives me 518. If I go ahead and add those up, but then switch the sign on it so that it presents itself a little more normally, what I would see here is that the total present value of all of those investments is a positive 14,458. You can see if I highlight them all there, right, it's actually a negative, but I switched the sign so that I can say something like the total present value of the investment is $1,448, which compares favorably to the $1,000 initial investment you'd have to make. So you would clearly choose to pay at maximum $1,448 for this bike because it yields you 3 different revenues that have a collective value over time of that amount.